This week, talk of nationalizing America's biggest banks.
We may end up having to do that, at least for a short time.
Spooked Wall Street into its worst weekly drop in 4 months. Despite words of confidence from the White House that President Obama does not want the government running banks.
A privately held banking system regulated by the government is what this country should have.
There seems to be no calming the market.
Things fell apart really fast last week, and I would watch for next week things to continue to fall apart for banks and banking stocks. At some point, and it's not clear when, the government will feel enormous pressure to step in and do something to stabilize these banks, and it might be taking them over.
Treasury Secretary Timothy Geithner did propose an alternative to nationalization last week, saying the government would partner with private investors to buy up toxic assets.
Our plan will help restart the flow of credit. It will help clean up and strengthen our banks, and it will provide critical aid for homeowners and for small businesses.
Investors responded with a small bump up for Citigroup, Bank of America, Wells Fargo, and J.P. Morgan Chase, then a precipitous decline. Citigroup's stock plummeted most, dropping 42% in 10 days. Little the government does seems to please the public. The president's plan to inject $275 billion into the housing market led to this explosive rant on CNBC.
How many of you people want to pay for your neighbor's mortgage that has an extra bathroom and can't pay their bills? Raise their hand. How about we all?
On Wall Street, it's an anger fueled by fear. If banks are nationalized, the government does not buy shareholders out. It simply takes over, and shareholders lose their investment.
What's going on now, though, is a totally fear-driven process on Wall Street, and the Obama administration's challenge is to turn that fear into hope on Wall Street, and that's a very tricky thing to do.
But if banks don't nationalize, there's concern many will fail and drag the economy down even further. Next week, the government will begin a series of stress tests to determine which of the big banks need even more bailout money to get through a deeper recession. Of the 8,000 banks in America, 14 have been forced to close already this year, and the government is closely monitoring hundreds more. Jeff?
Well, Priya, the administration has been very careful to say they want to keep these banks in private hands. But there's a lot of concern about this. Is there some wiggle room here?
Well, the Obama administration has not yet explicitly said that they will not do this, that they will not nationalize banks. It's likely because in the back of their minds, they want to keep it definitely as an option if the economy continues to deteriorate, Jeff.
All right, Priya David tonight, thank you.